shopping. And so here I am, chilling amongst the haul, and I can't wait to share it with you. This is going to be kind of like a collective haul over the last couple months. I did a little bit of spring shopping, including crystals and incense and mostly plants. I also did a little bit of pottery shopping as well, but I've already used a lot of those pots in the repotting chaos from a few videos ago. So I do still have a few that I need to put plants into. And so that's what's gonna happen with a lot of these. These are gonna be going into a lot of those new pots. I'm gonna start off with the Gabriela Plants. Now, if you guys have been watching over the last couple weeks, you know about the saga involved in getting these plants to me here in Portland. I'm not really quite sure why I've had such horrible luck. I'm gonna blame it on Aries season because we all know that has been very challenging, very, very challenging season for me so far. So anyway, I placed an order with Gabriela Plants and I'm super thrilled. The main reason I decided to place an order through Gabriela Plants is because I had just happened to see on their site, on their inventory update, that they had some Philodendron Rio available. I ordered 4 plants from them. They were having some sort of special promotion on their site that if you ordered 4 plants, you got like 20 or 25% off of the total purchase. And so I was like, I don't really need these other plants. This particular one that I'm about to show you is a duplicate of something that I already own, but the one that I have hasn't been doing all that well in the greenhouse. When I do my greenhouse repotting, I'm gonna need to work on that a little bit and double check that that's in the right soil, because it has created this very long tendril and there's like hardly any leaves on it. So it's running and I don't like that necessarily. So anyway, when I saw that the Monstera Peru was available on the Gabriela Plants website, I was like, well, I guess I could give that another go. The leaves are textured, almost rippled, I guess you could say. They're nice and thick and leathery. And they've got a nice dark green color. Now, this plant will climb. It's got some aerial roots already forming here, so that's a good sign. Monstera Peru. The second plant that I picked up in the Gabriela Plants haul is this super cutie Hoya pachaclida. So I've been collecting Hoya varieties for a while now and I'm very interested in expanding upon that collection. We do have a little bit of leaf damage here. Probably just gonna say goodbye to that leaf. But we have the tiniest little bit of new growth on the way. Now this is a little bit more exciting than the other two, in my opinion. I have a Syngonium albo that through the winter time really hasn't adjusted all that well. I'm not quite sure if it's gotten too much light or not enough light, or possibly too much water or not enough water. So I've moved that out to my greenhouse to see what it would do, because it just hasn't been looking all that good through the winter. And I saw this enormous one on Gabriela's website and I was like, yep, I'm gonna need that. So I'm super thrilled to have ordered this plant. I've been wanting a really full one for a really long time and I haven't been able to find it in my local area. I have been so envious of people that have these like very highly variegated, like half moon leaves. Gosh, look at that. And look at the marbling on this. Oh my God. The genetics on this plant are really spectacular. And so this is really gonna set me up for a much better overall looking plant than the one that I had. Now the one that I had, I grew from a cutting and I'm probably just going to add that to what I've got going on here. And I don't know, I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna put it in my greenhouse or if I want to grow it indoors. You know, I think that my greenhouse just gets so much light through the spring and summer that it just tends to put a lot of stress on the plants. things like my Pink Princess and my Albo Monstera and, you know, like my Thai Constellation could probably handle it out there, but there are certain things that are a little bit more delicate. So haven't quite figured out exactly where I'm gonna put this plant yet, but holy moly, is it a stunner. The last plant you've all been waiting to see is my brand new Philodendron Rio. This is wonderful. I'm so excited to have this plant. Now, I already own the Philodendron Brazil, the Philodendron Silver Stripe, the Philodendron Cream Splash, which I hauled in a video from Peace, Love, Happiness Club, and then the Rio, and then of course there's the Gabby, but that's like, you know, very unattainable in this moment. So I'm very, very excited to have this one. Now, the Rio tends to have a lot of these like blue undertones in this like, we've got like a creamy variegation in white, and then this almost like a, gosh, it's like minty in a way. It's like a minty blue variegation, and then we've got this nice beautiful dark green as well. This one seems really happy. It's putting out a new leaf right now. It just is gonna be so awesome. I cannot wait to pot this up and put it over in my like west facing room over there and just watch it grow and thrive this season. So very, very, very excited to have this one in my collection. Finally! It's been a long time coming on that one. I think everything in that haul is really exciting, but I think that Albo Syngonium and that Rio are definitely two of my favorite things that I've hauled in general. I happened to get an email from Dennis 70s that they were having 40% off of their overwintered plants, including house plants, and some of their like outdoor herbs and things. So essentially things that had made it through the winter but weren't looking so good. I happened to go in there and I saw this plant and I was like, huh, well, that's curious. Now, we're a little worse for wear here. They had just gotten them in, and that they weren't exactly what they were expecting. So it technically wasn't under that 40% off qualifier because they had just gotten them in. But I'm seeing some really sad looking roots, possibly some root rot happening. And I'm seeing quite a bit of leaf damage. Now, all this stuff I think happened in shipment because they had mentioned that they had just gotten them in. This was labeled as a Philodendron Birkin Pink. Now, I just watched Kaylee Ellen's video the other day about chemically enhancing or altering plants, and I'm fairly certain that this plant was on her list. The Birkin Pink, and I honestly don't know if this is going to remain pink. I'm honestly like a little bit like confused as to why I decided to pick it up because it's just really not in great condition at all. It's like honestly one of the least good looking plants in this entire haul, especially with this very sad dangly thing going on here. But I was more so curious than anything to see what would happen. So I've grown the Birkin before, and I've brought the Birkin to clients, and it grows beautifully in their environment. And I am curious to see what will happen with this plant. So this here is Philodendron Birkin Pink. I'm curious. I think I'm probably going to put it in my greenhouse just to see how it does out there. And I'm going to, you know, trim it up a bit, give it some different soil and see what happens. And you best believe I'm going to keep you guys updated. Doesn't really look very pink to me. But honestly, it's more so an experiment to see what the heck they're talking about. So from a shop on Etsy called 831 Succulents, I ordered 2 plants. Now, there was a post on Instagram that I fell victim to that completely made me buy this plant. Like, I 100% will admit that I got sucked into the hype. Essentially, I was just, you know, lost into scrolling on Instagram, and I happened to come across this really super gorgeous cactus. And you know, I'm not much of a cactus grower. I don't really understand the language of cactus. I literally have 2 cactus in my entire 400 plant collection. They're just not usually my jam. I also don't do well with succulents historically. So as to why I bought this, I mean, the poor thing really needs if it's gonna be in my care, it's gonna need what am I trying to say here? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but all I'm saying is that I got sucked into the hype on this cactus, and I cannot wait to see if I can successfully grow it and turn it into the big, gorgeous picture that I saw on Instagram. This one is called a Mertillo Cactus geometriscans. Mertillo Cactus geometriscans. And that is a mouthful. I would love to find a larger one, so I already have a decent head start, but you know, that's part of the joy of being a plant person, is you get to buy things like this or buy cuttings or trade things, and then you get to watch them grow. So, you know, I think the cactus will do pretty well. It's got like a really nice blue hue to it, and I'm a fan. Mertillo Cactus geometriscans. Man, how many times I've practiced that name since I got it in the mail is astounding. So I feel like really you can do anything you set your mind to. Wow. 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 This is very full. So very happy. I'm just gonna, oh, wow. Oh my gosh, it's really, really pretty. Wow, this is like the prettiest one I've ever seen. You all know I have featured my very long, very happy string of pearls. It's over in that west-facing room with all that light. It gets a lot of top light. It's generally very, very happy. So I thought, why not try the variegated variety? And wow, are you seeing this? Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? Okay, just to reiterate this, in case you're looking for this particular thing, this is the 6-inch variegated string of pearls from 831 Succulents on Etsy. Holy moly. Unreal. Look at all those blooms. I am shook. This is going to be so much fun to grow. The variegated string of pearls, they're just so luscious and cute. They remind me of like tiny little, I don't know, tiny little watermelons or something. I don't know. They're adorable. Speaking of string of things, when I was at the Portland Nursery grabbing pottery a while ago, I found at the Portland Nursery this string of hearts variety that was very intriguing to me. This one is called the Silver Glory Ceropegia. Here, I'll get you a closer look. So we're talking fully silver leaves on this plant. I'm not going to repot this. It has been hanging over in that west facing window. It seems to be really enjoying it there. I do fairly well with the string of hearts, except if you happen to watch what happened with my mother plant during my repot extravaganza, you might not think that I'm so good with string of hearts, but I think that I really just needed to start fresh with that plant, so I just chopped it, and I'm propagating all of the long tendrils, and I'm just gonna pop them in a new pot as soon as they root up. And they've been rooting now for, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, so they're probably gonna be ready for, wow, this incense is like really Oh yeah, we're smoking over here. Pretty excited to add this variety to the collection. This is the Ceropegia Silver Glory. From the local flower market that I have a membership to, I picked up 2 plants for myself. Well, I was there doing some shopping for a client, and I just happened to see a couple plants that were on my wish list that I was really excited to find. Now, I'm not really much of a pothos girl. My God, this is from Costa Farms. That's so funny. I wonder if they get them there wholesale. I have killed so many pothos over the years. At this current time, I do have 1 pothos in my collection, and it's living hydroponically, and I cannot transfer it to soil because it's got all these water roots and it just seems to be fairly happy. So I'm leaving it in there. It was just a couple cuttings that I threw into a vase with some water, and there they will continue to live for eternity because that's just the way it seems to go with me. I did buy a Cebu Blue pothos about a month ago from the big box stores, and you know I don't really love supporting those big box stores, but when you see such a gorgeous lush variety of something, it's just really hard to say no. So I bought it, and that seems to be doing okay as well. I'm just really letting the soil dry out, and then I'm giving it a nice big drink, and then I'm really letting the soil dry out. So I think that is the best course of action with the pothos varieties. So here I am with the Epipremnum Baltic Blue, and this is a really interesting variety. This is just so pretty. The coloring is really pretty. The leaf shape is really pretty. It has that green blue undertone, which I'm very interested in. And so I was very excited to find this. It seems like a pretty happy little plant as I dump soil literally all over me. What's new? I'm always covered in dirt. Let's try not to get any more dirt in the brand new crystals. All right. The other plant I bought for myself at the flower market is another Epipremnum variety. This is the Global Green Pothos, and I have not seen one in real life before this. I did not realize how beautiful they are. Love that variegation. That's super pretty. And the new leaves come out very, very pretty. A little bit lighter green with the splotches of lime green right in the center. Yeah, pretty stoked that I have this one as well. I mean, goodness, look at that. Have you seen one of these yet? And if you have, what do you think? I'm pretty excited to have it. Now, the mix that this is in is very dense. It literally feels completely like peat. Like, it feels very moisture retaining. So definitely need to switch that out because y'all know your girl has a heavy hand with watering. And that would be the death of things like this. And that's the reason why things in my collection have died previously. Okay, I have 2 more plants to share. The first of the 2 is from a local plant shop called Clover and Booch, which I love so much. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God. This has been my #1 wish list plant. I'm telling you. This is the next hot plant, you guys. I'm declaring it right now. The issue with this plant is that the variegation is only at the bottom and then it has reverted. But are you kidding me? Look at how gorgeous and shiny and well taken care of this plant is. So this is a Philodendron Domesticum. I'm not joking. It has been on my wish list for so long, and I'm so grateful that the owner of that plant shop reached out to me because she knew that I was hunting for this plant for a long time. So the leaf shape is so fantastic. It's like this long spear-shaped leaf, and it's got a little bit of this beautiful rippling effect. And the variegation on this is stunning. I think the reason, to be honest, why I've been looking for this plant is because it reminds me so much of the strawberry shake, minus the pink kind of variegation. This leaf right here, can you tell me that that does not look like a little bit of a little reminiscent of the strawberry shake? I don't know the parenthood of the strawberry shake, although I'm sure a little research could very quickly tell me. However, this possibly, like if I'm just guessing, this could be a parent of the strawberry shake. I already have looked deep into the soil and the stem on this plant. I'm going to be repotting it, but what I'm really excited to do is to chop it up. And I know that that's awful because this plant is so big and beautiful and lush, but what I want is the variegation. And so in order to do that, I have to chop it all the way back to the base. So the variegation is on these two, like obviously it's much stronger on this leaf, but there's a tiny little hint of it on this leaf, just here. I want to inspire this plant to do this. I mean, who wouldn't, right? If you could do that, wouldn't you? The answer is yes, 100%, my friend, yes. I will probably make a video with the process of how to inspire the variegation on a plant once it's reverted. You just have to take it back to the last point in which the variegation was present. I'm so grateful to Clover and Booch for hooking me up with this incredible plant. I cannot wait to show you what happens with it. I can't wait to see if the variegation will return. And then you know what? I'm gonna take this giant top cut and I'm just gonna grow the Domesticum in its normal green variety because I'm obsessed with this leaf shape. I love the color. I love the shininess. This is the newest leaf that it just put out and it's still not hardened off. It's just a powerhouse too. Like we're already seeing a new growth point. Drum roll, please. Oh my goodness. Okay, so my last plant in this haul is one that okay, like I saw this incredible picture of this enormous Mangula Pothos that was like climbing upward on a stake or a moss pole. I was just chilling on the couch and I was watching YouTube and then I look up and I see this insane photo. I've never seen anything so beautiful and I immediately went to the internet and bought this. This is from a plant shop on Etsy called Variegated Everything. I'm so thrilled to have this extremely beautiful climbing upward Mangula Pothos. I love it. I just love it. I feel like this is a really, really good starting point. Look at the size of that one. So my goal with this plant is to put it on a giant moss pole and I want to see it just take off. I want to see the biggest leaves I can possibly inspire it to have. It's already ready. It's already like, it's been groomed by this seller on Etsy to be a growing upward, you know, climbing variety. It's already got some aerial roots here. I'm just going to Velcro it to a moss pole and watch it go. I'm gonna put it in my greenhouse too so that it gets extra light and that the leaves are extra variegated and beautiful. So this is gonna be a really fun project. Unplant Parenthood also talked about how she's doing this same thing with her Mangula Pothos, and she really inspired me to move in this direction. Seeing that photo with the leaves as big as saucers, I could not get that image out of my head. So here we are hauling the most gorgeous Mangula Pothos I've ever seen. I'm so grateful. And Margie did an incredible job with the packaging and I would rate her 5 stars, and I can't wait to take pictures of this plant and post it on her site because she has done an epic job and I'm very grateful to her for it. Now we shall move on to incense. I just love incense. And yes, I am such a hippie and I will embrace it 100%. On Etsy, I found the best varieties of incense, like very, very interesting handcrafted artisan incense. I love supporting these shops on Etsy. So this one is from a shop called Epipremnum Earth. This is the second time I've actually bought from the shop. This is my favorite scent that they make. I have the Golden Moo, Takena, Ridiculously Sinful, and then the last one, the one that I'm burning right now, is the Cedar Smoked Water Moss, and this one is really nice as well. My other favorite on Etsy is called Quantum Mystics. They have an incredible variety. I think they're a shop in California. And then I've also had really good luck with a shop called Leftover Hippies, and they do a really, really nice Palo Santo. And the last thing on the haul today is crystals. And so I'm gonna just really quickly walk through some of the crystals that I got. I didn't go too crazy. I just wanted a couple new things. So the first shop on Etsy that I ordered some from are from a shop that I've ordered from before called Geode Gallery. And they really have the most incredible varieties of geodes. Very, very, very pretty. Okay, so this one came as a set, and you can tell that this rock, like this, you can actually buy full geodes from their shop like this and then break them open yourself, and it's kind of like a mystery grab bag. But there was something about this. Oh my god, look. So sparkly. That's exactly what I wanted. I love them. I'm so happy with them. Little cute set of geodes. And then I did buy one other thing from that shop, and this is just a single half geode. It's been really beautifully polished. Gosh, that's pretty. I just cannot get over how beautiful that is. Wow, the camera just doesn't do it justice. I mean, isn't that just the truth though with most things? I ordered this rainbow moonstone, but I was very drawn to the fact that these could stand up since they have the flat surface. This is called a blue apatite, I believe. This is called a sea jasper. And then I ordered a giant black tourmaline. Yeah, so that's everything in this spring haul. If you've made it all the way to the end here, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I guess probably the next video I'm gonna film is a repot with me now that I have all these totally beautiful plants to repot in the pottery that I bought at the Portland Nursery not that long ago. And then also the propagation method that I'm going to be using on this Domesticum. I really want to be able to show you how to inspire your plants. If they've reverted, I want to show you that it is possible to inspire them to put out some new variegated growth. So we'll just see if it works. Hopefully it will. And if it doesn't, then I still have a totally beautiful plant in the meantime. So anyway, this has been Green Goddess checking in with you from Portland, Oregon. I hope you guys are having a great day wherever you are in the world, and I'm sending you peace, love, and plants. Mwah! Have a good day.